The Grey Wall in Game of Thrones stood for years, but it couldn't survive August of 2017. Let's talk about it all on Comic Book Now. What's up, Comic Book Nation? Welcome to Comic Book Now. Happy Thursday. Joined as always by Charlie Ridgely. I'm Brandon Davis. Please call me BD. We have a lot to talk about. We have a really cool show today. We're going to go to the comic book store. Chris Killian's going to get out there. We have a special guest. We have Danae Garcia from Fear the Walking Dead is going to be here on Comic Book Now today, this Thursday. Oh, yeah. I'm not kidding. It's a really big show. We're very excited. I'm all hopped up on Mountain Dew. If you're wondering why we dance before the show starts, this time today, I was playing Hosier's Arsonist's Lullaby. It's the Season 6 trailer song for The Walking Dead. I'm in Walking Dead mode, but I'm going to switch gears. And yeah, I am in Walking Dead mode. I'm always in Walking Dead mode. Always. I'm going to switch gears, though, to Game of Thrones, because Season 7 has come and gone now. Season 7 is officially a thing of the past. We have like 2 years until Season 8. There's a little bit of controversy with Game of Thrones. I don't know, Comic Book Nation, what did you think? Let us know in the comment section. Was Season 7 rushed? That's been the comment all season long. People are fast traveling, all this stuff. Was Season 7 a little bit rushed? Charlie, what do you think?
To an extent, I think that it was, but not. It's not the problem people are making it out to be. I think that everyone got used to the format of Game of Thrones for the first 6 seasons, where it was very drawn out. You know, one whole season was someone walking from one place to another, and like it took a long time, and there's a lot packed in there. But with this year, they're getting to the end, and they had to set up that final act, and I think that they did that effectively. There's times I would have liked to see more in episodes, but all in all, I wasn't too bothered by it.
I mean, I'm glad that that we finally got this meeting. I mean, this is 7 years worth of waiting. This is 7 years worth of build. And finally, as you're seeing right here in this scene, the dragon, Dany arrives. Jon is there, Tyrion's there, Cersei's there, Euron Greyjoy's there, Theon Greyjoy's there. I could keep going. All of the main characters from Game of Thrones. We're in the same place. And how long have we been waiting for everybody to be in the same place as Cersei, have a conversation, try to kill each other? Nobody did that. And that's a tribute to how great this show has been for so long, making us wait, building a history with all these characters, and we finally got Jon and Dany to hook up together, and I love it. I'm going to be the first to say,
I can't decide.
Love it. I'm so happy. I love Jon Snow, or should I say Aegon? Spoiler alert. You should say spoiler alert before you say the spoiler. I know.
It's okay.
But I love Jon and Dany getting together finally. I love Tyrion watching on the outside like a little creep. No, that part is kind of weird. But I do really love this Jon and Dany thing finally happening.
It's tough because on one hand, it's like, they're like, that's his aunt, dude. But from the beginning, they've set these characters up to be like this perfect match. I mean, they've written them to be together. I'm so conflicted. I'm so conflicted about it.
But going back to Tyrion being outside the room, is Tyrion dealing behind Dany's back with Cersei because he's convinced that Cersei's pregnant all of a sudden? He thinks his family's going to continue. He seemed genuine in saying he's sorry for the family dying. He didn't want to kill his father. He didn't want to get the kids killed. And all of a sudden, Cersei walks out of that meeting. She's on board, but she has a plan. Did Tyrion know she had an ulterior motive there?
There's a couple things about that. I think so. I think you're absolutely right. I think that scene, first of all, was such a... You could see the difference in those characters. I mean, Tyrion brought it, and he had everything he had to say for years. He's wanted to say to Cersei and couldn't. But that ended with her, he's saying, you're pregnant. And then all of a sudden, everything was good. There's a theory online that she and Tyrion made a deal, something to do with her baby and Daenerys' heir. And that's why Tyrion is all bent out of shape about her and Jon getting together.
I'm not buying it. I don't think Cersei's
I'm
pregnant.
100% buying it.
I don't think Cersei's pregnant at all. But I do like that Tyrion may be playing both sides, but he better not screw over Dany. I think he just realizes Dany might become a villain. But more importantly, actually, this is one theory I'm not buying. Bran Stark being the Night King. It's everywhere. No. Everybody's talking about it.
I've already seen it in the comments
There's been stuff photoshopped to help people fuel their own arguments. I don't think Bran Stark is the Night King. I think it's ridiculous. Not. The wall falls. People said they saw a wolf when the whites go through the wall. Also not buying that. But where do you think we start in Season 8? I think we start right off the bat. We might even see Tormund die. I think Tormund survived the scene. I will lose my mind if that's the case. I think Season 8 starts with some major deaths, because, you know, they have to start wiping characters out. There's only 6 episodes left in the entire series.
I mean, I think it's going to pick up close to where it left off. I don't think we're going to see a very big time jump. You know, I personally think it's going to pick up in Winterfell when Jon and Dany arrive, and then Bran is like, hey, by the way, like, family status, and then they're all freaked out by what they did. But there is going to be a major character dying in the Season 8 premiere. It might be Tormund. It might not be.
It might be
I
all
don't
of
know.
Winterfell.
I don't know. It might be Theon, because Theon's story has gone on way too long. Like, I'm pretty over Theon doing. The only good thing about having Theon still around was that conversation he and Jon had in the finale.
You know who else you're over? You're over Daryl Dixon on The Walking Dead, and he's never going anywhere. Plot armor, baby.
I mean,
Fan
hey,
armor.
I agree, but like, I mean, one of these shows has way better writers.
And wow,
all I'm saying.
he's firing shots out here.
That's all I'm saying.
Comic Book Nation, Charlie with the hot takes. Last question for you: Do you think this season of Game of Thrones could have been better if it did less with more episodes?
Maybe. It's hard to say, because they did pack a lot in.
A lot.
But you know, I think that it really built the. I mean, think of it, because there's only 7 episodes. They broke their own record for HBO's viewing 4 times this season. Like, a premium pay network was putting up Walking Dead numbers in its finale.
Yeah.
And that's not counting people streaming it. So I think they did themselves a money service by shortening the season.
Taylor Theobald just said in the comment section, Taylor thinks you're wrong because Theon has to go save Yara. I'm with you, Taylor.
I mean, what's Yara gonna do at this point?
Irrelevant. But there is one thing we can agree on at this with Game of Thrones right now.
Yeah.
There is one awesome thing that we get out of
Absolutely.
This awesome new pop figure.
Yeah.
Look at this thing.
I
The
have
Night
to
King
have that.
Riding the dragon, that's amazing. I have to have it. And props to Funko, because if this was a Lego set, it would have leaked online 6 months ago and it would have spoiled the whole thing.
Shade thrown.
No, Lego always,
Shade
how many
thrown.
times a day am I writing about first look at Steppenwolf in Justice League Lego set? I'm just saying.
Yeah, but that's not like
props
a
to
giant
Funko.
reveal spoiler, though.
Well,
like, if Lego released oh, hey, here's a dead Batman Lego, like, that'd be a problem.
Well,
but like,
I wouldn't want to build a dead
or here's not a Ben Affleck Lego.
Anyway, what would Comicbook.com be without a little bit of talk about comic books? That's why we sent Chris Killian down to Rick's Comic City in Nashville, Tennessee to catch up with our boy Dell and go through the 3 hottest picks of the week. Check it out.
What's up, guys? Chris Killian here. I'm a little under the weather, but that didn't stop me from coming to Rick's Comic City in Nashville, Tennessee, once again with Dell, the comic book guru, who's going to give you guys the 3 top comics you got to check out this week. What do you got for us first, Dell?
All right, what we got is, as you know, it's Jack Kirby's 100th birthday, and his anniversary has been going on. So we have a Dark Side special, including another Almanac short story in there as well. They've been releasing Jack Kirby specials all month, almost the whole 2 months, and DC and Marvel-wise. So check out A Legend, read this book. It's good to read. It's a classic throwback to a classic, basically.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Jack Kirby or Dark Side. What else have you got for us?
And also then we got Hawkeye Generations 2, continuing the whole Generations line of the old meets the new, or new meets the old. And basically both the Hawkeyes are on an island, and it's a Hunger Games style. All of them have belts on with targets, and the greatest marksman wins. So Hawkeye's there, Taskmaster's there, Bullseye's there, even Boomerang's there, and they're all just slowly taking each other out while the Hawkeyes are trying to figure out why they're even together in the first place. So it's a good read, and I'm excited for it.
All right, and now what's the big third one we've got this week?
So the big one that hopefully you guys have been keeping up with is Secret Empire 10. It's the final conclusion to the whole arc that's been going on for these last months. Basically, if you guys have been keeping up, they've revealed Kobik, and if you've been seeing the other Captain America, who we've all been wondering, has been wandering around, he's finally going to be coming into play. But after last issue, when, as you can see, as Steve got a hold of his Iron Man armor powered by the Cosmic Cube, he's basically a god at this point. So the conclusion to this is nuts. If you guys been picking up, it's an awesome ending, I think. I mean, leave your feedback on it. I was super excited to finally get the end. And stay tuned for Omega. That should be coming soon too, wrapping it all up.
Yeah, I'm excited to check out Secret Empire 10. Awesome. Thank you so much, Dell. And you guys make sure you head over to Comicbook.com to check out even more comic choices this week.
Thank you to Chris Killian and our buddy Dell at Rick's Comic City for filling us in on the hottest comics. And I do want to stick on to the comic book stuff. I mean, the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 counts. It's a movie. But anyway, we have to announce our winner of this Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 art book. We announced this giveaway last week in Comic Book Now. This week, we're announcing the winner. Congratulations to Nadine Baker. You are going to be receiving this Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 art book in the mail. It's signed by all of the artists behind all of the wonderful, brilliant cosmic looks of Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2 in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And if you want your own, because you didn't win, because your name isn't Nadine Baker, you can get it on Amazon. You can get it at your local bookstore. It's pretty cool. There's some cool stuff in there. Or the coolest thing is the looks of the original Guardians.
Yeah, sorry, Nadine. We took a look through it before we
did do that.
send it to you.
But there is something else I want to discuss today. How many seasons should The Walking Dead continue? It's a question a lot of fans keep asking as the show rolls into its 100th episode with the Season 8 premiere. So I polled Comic Book Nation on Twitter to hear your thoughts, and it was a pretty mixed bag of responses. So Charlie, let's talk about this. How long should The Walking Dead last beyond Season 8, in total?
So it has to last as long as it's already lasted.
What do you? Yeah, I think it keeps going. Why not?
Here's
12 million people can't be wrong.
Yeah, oh no, they can. Law and Order's in its 19th season. Come on. All I'm saying is, we talked about this earlier today. The first 2 seasons to me were some of the best The Walking Dead has ever been. I mean, it was so well done, and they've gotten so far away from that simple horror show. I'd honestly wrap it up after season 8. I know that's not going to happen, but do the all-out war, defeat Negan, let that be the end. Let Negan be the final villain. And then be done. I don't need to see the what do they call where they wear people's skin? The Whisperers. I don't need to see that happen, and I don't need to see 12 seasons of this. End it after next year. That's my opinion. Okay. I know you're going to disagree.
Here's the thing, Charlie. I think you just don't like change. I think that the show, if you look at season 7, and I will admit season 7 was weak. It was one of the weaker seasons. But it's still got 12 million people watching it every week. And if you go back and you watch it on not a weekly basis where you're getting a little frustrated in the presentation of each storyline and how each character might not be there on a weekly basis, it was actually really compelling stuff. Rick is getting his ass kicked by Negan for 16 episodes. Yeah. He starts to come back in the back 8, and then we have this all-out war. I think all-out war is going to be a game changer. I really do. I have a lot of faith in season 8 of The Walking Dead. So I'm saying, look, I'm saying this show can go 12 to 15 seasons.
I'm not
total,
saying
not 12 to 15
I'm not saying
more.
It can't.
4 to 7 more seasons.
I'm not saying it can't
and it'll
do
still
that.
be interesting.
I'm saying it shouldn't do that.
All that matters to me is that they don't get lost. And everyone knows Lost is my favorite show ever, but I know that in the final 2 seasons, it started to change things. It started to introduce, spoilers for Lost ahead, started to introduce things like time travel and mythical powers.
Yeah.
And season 7 of The Walking Dead kind of tiptoed that with having a guy who has a tiger, having this group that talks in really weird language, and it started to get almost a little cartoonish, but it followed the comics, and that's what it is after all. It's a show based on a comic book series, but early on, people didn't really, it was more of a character-driven drama with zombies in it, and now it kind of has really embraced its comic book roots. So I don't know. I still say it can go 12 to 15 seasons. I want to know what Comic Book Nation thinks.
If season 8 is as good as you say it is, I'm just saying let's end on a high note.
Never end on a high note. Just crash
to the ground.
I'm just kidding. I think it's gonna, I think 12 to 15 seasons. The upcoming Titan series has cast its Nightwing. Brenton Thwaites will be Dick Grayson, a.k.a. Nightwing, in the live-action Teen Titans series. The Australian actor just had his big break earlier this year, playing Will Turner's son Henry in the most recent Pirates of the Caribbean movie. Here's what DC Comics genius and executive producer of the series, Jeff Johns, told Deadline. Brenton has the emotional depth, heart, danger, and physical presence of Batman's former protege and the Titans' future leader. We're extremely lucky he's chosen to bring his talents to this project and this character. That's really exciting news. We're going to get a Nightwing movie still. That's in development, so this is separate. This is a TV show, but that's exciting. The reviews for Inhumans are in, and this show is getting slammed by critics. They just broke. The reviews came out just as we started Comic Book Now with the embargo lifting at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, but IGN slipped out a little early. Fans caught it. We found it before the show started. They gave the premiere a 4 out of 10 rating. But here are, Charlie, here are some of the highlights.
All right.
Ready?
All right, I'm ready.
Bad from top to bottom. A disappointment on every level. The costumes and makeup look like a group of friends decided to do Inhumans cosplay the day before Comic-Con.
Oh, that's bad.
And Ewan Rian's Maximus is Diet Loki. He's the Diet Coke of evil. So here's the thing, Charlie. Neither of us have seen this Inhumans show.
Nope.
I've seen tweets, though, that have vouched for the series. I saw Comic-Con footage. I interviewed the cast. What I heard and what I saw, it wasn't this level of bad by any means. I have
You must
vouched
have
for
saw
the show.
stuff that I didn't see then, because
Look,
everything I've seen.
I did see. I saw a lot of footage at Comic-Con. And I'm not saying it looks incredible. I'm not saying it looks like the next Game of Thrones that people were hoping it would be. But I'm not saying it looks bad from top to bottom. A disappointment on every level. But are you saying that it's time to jump ship on Inhumans after these reviews are this negative?
I mean, I'll watch it when it comes on. I'm not going to pay to go to IMAX to see that. I'm not going to give them money to make more of that terrible hair. I'm not doing it.
Give them money.
But I'll watch it on TV because I'm curious. Probably not when it's live, like 3 or 4 days later on Hulu, maybe.
I'm gonna watch it live. I'm absolutely gonna watch it live. That's in part because it's the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and you feel that obligation to not miss any corner of it. You want to know everything. But it's also because look, it's a review, and there are more out right now. Maybe there's better ones. Maybe there's not. Maybe they're all horrible. But I like to make decisions for myself. I've heard plenty of negative things about plenty of. I enjoyed season 1 of Iron Fist. Everyone else hated it.
Yeah, I'm not going off of what the review said. Like I've got eyes. I can see what that show looks like.
Yeah.
And I'm not surprised at all by that review. Is all I'm saying. I'll give it my own chance, but I'm not surprised by it.
It's not all bad though for Marvel TV. Comicbook.com's Joseph Schmidt saw the first 2 episodes of Marvel's Runaways, which is coming to Hulu, and he says the acting is spot on, the effects exceed expectations, and it is surprisingly faithful to the comics. So a little bright spot there. And some more good news after those Inhumans reviews. Spider-Man Homecoming's creative team will return for the sequel. The screenwriting duo Chris McKenna and Eric Summers are in final negotiations to pen the web-slinger's follow-up adventure, according to The Hollywood Reporter, who also says Sony and Marvel are in talks to bring director John Watts back to helm that sequel. So the first film following Avengers Infinity War in the MCU is already sounding great, so I'm on board with that train. We mentioned it earlier in the show. We have a special guest here on Comic Book Now this week. Before we get to it, I want to remind you to send your questions, because when we get back from this interview, Charlie and I will answer all your questions. I had the chance to catch up, though, with a cast member from Fear the Walking Dead. Check it out in this exclusive Comic Book Now interview. Joining us now via Skype, you know her as Luciana on Fear the Walking Dead. Danae Garcia, thank you so much.
The last time I had blood in my face.
Right.
Not today.
Yeah, and that kind of, actually, that's a good starting point, because prior to Fear the Walking Dead, everyone really loved having you as Sophia Lugo on Prison Break. So for you,
Yes.
you know, what are the biggest differences between the 2 shows? Is it the stuff like the makeup and the wardrobe, or is it the fact that you're surrounded by zombies? I mean, this has to be a whole new world for you.
It is completely different. I mean, in Prison Break, I was escaping also. Like, I was trying to teach people how to, escape out of prison. I was not escaping zombies, but I was like escaping, like, cops and all that. But on Fear the Walking Dead, I'm still on the run. I mean, I'm still going, but this time you just had a lot of blood and zombie apocalypse coming at you. So you have a little more challenges and more obstacles to overcome.
In season 2, especially on Fear the Walking Dead, you had a lot of really cool action sequences, especially with the infected. So I'm wondering, how much choreography goes into setting up those moments? Does it kind of vary based on the director of each episode? Does it vary based on the cast member? Do you have any favorite moments that kind of stand out for you?
I really thought I was gonna have a stunt double. Like I'm like, this is like, I read the script. I'm like, this is insane. That's just amazing. But I never thought of myself doing it, because I never done it before. So when the day before the day of the fight, they called me in, and we have a great stunt department, and they're like, oh, we want to rehearse with you tomorrow. Scene. I'm like, oh yeah, but I thought it was gonna be just a couple of faces and how I want to see it or see the stunt double do it. No, Brandon, I had to do it. So they gave me 2 knives and a couple choreographies. And I'm like, I always wear point shoes. I've never done this before. My brothers love me. Do it. And I just like went for it. I'm like, I can do this. And they were like, you're badass. You are nasty. And I'm like, what? Awesome. I can do this? And I actually surprised myself. I had no idea.
Your character, Luciana, she decided to go MIA early on in season 3 because she didn't feel welcome at the ranch, at Broke Jaw Ranch. And that seems like it was heavily because of the color of her skin and the way Jeremiah Otto ran things, and he wasn't really the best of people, obviously, and look at how that turned out for him.
Look how that turned out. I told Nick that. He didn't believe me.
Ironically enough, though, now the entire Native American clan, the Nation, is moving on to Broke Jaw Ranch when Fear comes back for the second half of season 3. Do you think Luciana, if she knows this, would she feel a little bit welcome? Would she feel like she could return there comfortably?
I think so. Because, for Luciana, what matters to her is justice. I mean, before she left, she felt that in that ranch there was not real justice. Like that, everything was she started seeing everything coming before it even started. And that's how Luciana is. She's always 3 steps ahead, and she can really sense danger, and she knows she's not supposed to be there. And it's interesting that the one that comes with them is Ophelia, that was also kicked out a little bit of the ranch, and she actually comes back for you know, like I told you.
Right,
you,
right.
You know.
And she was
So
another character.
It's interesting.
Yeah, she was another character who had gone missing, and when she pops up again, I mean, she's a total badass. And I mean, Luciana was already.
And she's on the other side.
Right,
she's in the other side, which is amazing.
Exactly.
And she poisons everybody too.
I know, it's crazy because that's so mind-blowing for fans who have known the character since the first season, who was, you know, wearing these preppy dresses and kind of trying not to be her father's daughter to an extent. But Luciana was already very much a tough character before she went missing early in season 3. So is it even possible for her to have a similar evolution? Could she come back as a really nitty-gritty, tough character, tougher than before?
Absolutely. In fact, I tell you more. When we started season 3, when we started, I was at the bottom. I've been shot. They killed my entire colonia. They killed everybody I knew and I loved, except Nick. But so he, because of him, I'm still here. I'm still alive. I'm still going. But then when I realized that even that's not enough, then I had to leave. I think that's the bottom of any person, any character, anybody that I would possibly know. And it's scary because what's going to happen is that she's going to turn 3 times stronger than she was, because she has to survive now. She survived so much, and she has to even survive this, the loss of someone she loves that's still alive. So she's chosen to be by herself than to be with this person that she loves. So she's gone. I see her. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger, and she's been through everything possible, and I mean, it was really scary for her to leave. It's scary to leave because it's not normal. It's not a natural thing to want to leave everybody and your family, and he's all I had left. In order to be fearless, you have to feel the fear.
We love having you here at Comicbook.com. I think it's safe to say everybody's excited for the second half of Fear the Walking Dead Season 3. It kicks off on September 10th for those of you watching at home, and I hope to see you pop up again, Danae, as Luciana. I can't wait for your return there.
Thank you.
I love Danae Garcia. She's so much fun to talk to. I mean, of everybody we've ever had on the show, she is so much fun. So thank you, Danae Garcia, for joining us. We will have an extended cut of that interview on comicbook.com/The Walking Dead. And I know a lot of people jumped off the Fear the Walking Dead train. Seasons 1 and 2...
They were rough.
Season 2 was pretty good towards the very end, and then Season 3 just was on point. And I watched the first 3 episodes for when the show returns, starting September 10th. I'm just saying, maybe hop back on that train. But now it's time for my favorite part of the show. Send your questions, comments, concerns. Talk about Scott Eastwood in the comments section. We will address it right now. It's time for the Q&A portion. Charlie, what is the comment section saying?
All right. Well, first of all, talking about your interviews, Tyler Haynes wanted to know who's your favorite person you've ever had to interview. You've interviewed a lot of. I've like physically seen you. I was there when you holding the camera when you interviewed Amel. Like I've seen you talk to a lot of big stars.
Cool. Who is my favorite interview? Oh man, that's tough. I don't know if I could pick one person. I think the whole Guardians of the Galaxy cast was one of the best days ever.
Yeah.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Will Smith actually is my favorite interview ever. That's my favorite. At CinemaCon in 2015, I got to talk to Will Smith about Suicide Squad. And he is just like, I mean, I don't think Will Smith has ever met a stranger. It was one of the coolest moments ever.
Do you see this face? This is the jealousy face.
Take a screenshot. Wait, do it one more time so I can take a screenshot. Look right there. Please drop your screenshots of
all right. We're moving on.
Comments.
All right. Reese Williams always has all kinds of questions.
Okay.
He asked about the summer box office. There's been a lot of talk about the movies like not being good this year or maybe not making money. It's been a really low summer. Was this summer better than last year's summer in terms of the movies that were released?
Overall, was either summer really that strong? Because, look, okay, let's go through 2016.
Okay.
Independence Day resurgence. Jason Bourne, Ghostbusters. Of those 3, you have combined for one really good movie. Combined.
Maybe.
Finding Dory, Captain America Civil War, Suicide Squad, Sausage Party.
You've named one good movie so far.
Captain America Civil War.
Finding Dory. Finding Dory is fantastic. Finding Dory is so good.
Find a good movie, Charlie.
But
2017, okay, let's talk about 2017. Dunkirk, Baywatch, Spider-Man Homecoming, Wonder Woman, Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Baywatch was the worst movie of all time. We'll talk about my next one. King Arthur, Charlie Hunnam.
No, that was Baywatch. Emoji Movie, though.
Alien Covenant, The Mummy. So actually, I think on average, if you go by average score of these movies, 2016 might have had better movies.
Yeah.
But 2017 had more like movies that we were excited about going into them.
Yeah.
But still made less money. 2017's box office is
2017's had a lot of the good
Transformers,
like smaller movies that aren't the big blockbusters. I mean,
Atomic
they had
Blonde.
Dunkirk was bigger, but that was War for the Planet of the Apes was a blockbuster that did really well. A Girl's Night is supposed to be awesome. They've had a lot of the smaller movies like that. Baby Driver, I think you mentioned that already. Yeah,
I would say between the two, if I could only watch one summer's movies, it would be 2017.
Yeah, me too. 100%. 100%.
Although I
All
love
right.
Captain America: Civil War.
Andrew Hayes asks every week about who should play Reverse Flash in the Flashpoint movie for DC. He threw out maybe Cillian Murphy or Aaron Paul. I'll let you take this one first.
Who should play Reverse Flash?
So basically, who should be Ezra Miller but opposite?
How about Andrew Hayes? He wants to ask. Let's get
Let
that
Andrew
guy
Hayes
an audition.
do it. Look, if I had Andrew, I got to address this right now. We don't need Reverse Flash in a movie.
I'll tell you
That's
exactly.
a lame
But
villain.
hold
It's a
on.
stupid
I'll tell
villain.
you exactly who should play Reverse Flash.
If you say Scott Eastwood, I'm gonna get up and walk away. Just don't say anything.
Scott Eastwood should play Reverse Flash. Come on, that's a no-brainer. No, actually, I don't know. I'm not really into, I think you have to like earn a character like Reverse Flash. I don't know if we're even there yet. I haven't put much thought into that question, so I don't want to really throw a name out there that besides Scott Eastwood that could really
Just go with the whole Grant Gustin thing. Just let Ezra Miller play them both, and just kind of ruin your own thing, and everyone will be happy and sad at the same time. It'll be great.
I'm tasting some sarcasm. Tasting a little
great.
bit of sarcasm, Charlie. All right, let's get one more question.
One more question.
Let's wrap up.
All right, well,
today's
let's
show.
give you one. You're an expert. Roberto Garcia wants to know, will we ever have a Fear the Walking Dead crossover with what? I know you get asked this all the time.
Who asked this?
This was Roberto Garcia.
Roberto Garcia. Roberto Garcia, look at me. Look at me, Roberto Garcia. It's not going to happen. I would love it if it did, but I don't think it's ever going to happen. I don't think they have plans for it. They've teased it. They've joked about it. Kim Dickens at Comic-Con was like, Madison's probably related to Daryl Dixon. I wrote that story up, and then during the panel, Chris Hardwick already had seen the article, made a joke about it. They're not going to cross. Yeah. It's impossible. It's years, but here's what. I'm going to break this down really quickly. Put 30 seconds on the clock. Fear the Walking Dead is taking place 4 to 5 years before where The Walking Dead is at right now. They're in Mexico. The Walking Dead is in Alexandria, Virginia. They are thousands of miles apart. They are light years away from each other. And by light years,
I think it's time. I don't know.
It can't happen.
Probably not.
It would be a TV event. It would be really cool. But that is where we're going to end the show. It would be like Game of Thrones level. It'll never happen. Thank you guys for watching. On behalf of Charlie Ridgely, I am Brandon Davis. We love you, Comic Book Nation. We will see you next Thursday. We'll have a really big show planned. We'll do the best we can. It's going to be September. It's going to be fall TV season. Let's do it. We'll see you then.
Shut the up for 2 goddamn seconds. I hate you.